with stop frame, you have to try a lot of new things all the time to keep it fresh. Even if it sounds outlandish and not right, you have to be kind of daring and a bit risk-taking. It's not a place for the meek and mild to be involved in costume design.
But Mom, the whole school's gonna wear boring grey clothes.
A costume designer is someone who helps the characters be convincing for their roles. Your first glimpse of a character, you have expectations of them, and their costume helps convey that. Sometimes just one element of costume could spur different dialogue or different actions in a character that help tell the story better. I go through a lot of research processes where I'll find kind of personalities or characters that look a little bit like them, how they might be embodied, what their clothing might look like, and then take that a step further into what their costume items might be, what era they're in, what colour they're in, what type of fabric they might be in. I feel like if I haven't done enough of my research, you're kind of letting the character down a little bit if you haven't invested them with as much authenticity as you possibly can. I'll create my own textiles from working with an R&D team where we're making samples. I put them through the computer and change their colours and things and mess with the textures a little to get them right on task for the design that I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the original Snatcher design. He doesn't yet have his colour. This is where I would work in flat on paper, where some of these parts of this have been through computer systems and different programs to bring them the texture into the style that I wanted and into the scale that I wanted, and then I've collaged it all together. I make them in paper intentionally. I've been working with scissors and fabric all my life, making 3D patterns, playing with colour, playing with textures, to try and invest the costumes with something really unique and different. But with stop frame, you have other things to consider, like the scale of the fabric. It really, really matters. For example, in Norman's jeans, and Coraline's jeans, in fact, they would not be able to walk or move in any denim of our size. It would be so chunky on them, they'd look like they were in a sleeping bag. Finding something that looks like denim in their world and their scale ended up being very, very lightweight chambray shirting. The scale of the fabric really makes a difference in how it moves. They'll need engineering underneath that as well. Like some of the ball dresses in Boxtrolls, we need to work collaboratively with other departments, so that would involve the armature department, for example, and rigging. They would get involved as well right at the beginning of how the costume design was going to work, and I'd work with them in what would go underneath that. Sometimes we'll get the live action equivalent of a costume, and we'll do labs with people acting out those roles to see what those movements are in the real world, and then we know what we're translating from. We'll find fabrics and make a rough toile of a garment and see if our character can actually do that same range of motion within the fabrics we've chosen, and just work with those until we've got that right. I just like the detail. I love the level of detail. You don't get that in large-scale costumes. We work so tiny, but our characters are blown up to the size of a live-scale person on screen. So if you don't put that level of detail in there, you just see all the stitching, you'd see everything, every little thing would be blown out of all proportion. So it's just trying to reduce down, like find what you want in the real world and find a representation of it that we can use in our scale. Once we've got the main pattern down, like one pattern completely set, it then gets taken apart so that you can make up a kind of Bible of how to make all the duplicates. The lead characters have many more than the others, sometimes between 25 or 30 duplicates. And we have many, many sets, twice as many sets as that, and shoot sequences at the same time, different aspects of different sequences. And then they're all edited together. So it has to look like our characters are wearing the same costume throughout the film, but they often aren't. So they need to look identical. I think any creative person is just hardwired to be intensely curious about the world, and contemporary culture alone from every different angle of the world can throw up so much new stuff every single day. It's just a colossal amount of things to absorb, which I really like. I have a fairly big space where I can put everything up and you kind of live in the environment of the film. It's a mess. It's knee-deep in piles of paper of references and books, and I pin up lots of relevant images that inspire me. There's no off switch. Everything you come across is fuel in some way. It's just how you operate. Who you are makes you really happy, really fired up, really fulfilled. It's really satisfying. And I can't imagine not ever doing it. Can't imagine that at all.